How do clinical trials work? The cheeky answer, I guess, is that they don't work. Clinical trials are absolutely not fit for purpose. Where cancer is concerned, they may be not fit for purpose for other um, diseases as well. I don't know, but I'm very, very familiar with cancer and cancer drug development and treatment development. And yep, clinical trials are absolutely not fit for purpose, so they don't work, is the honest answer. However, let's ignore that and talk about the mechanics of clinical trials. Clinical trials are used um, to show that a medicine works or a treatment works. They're used kind of beyond that though, to help find out how to use a medicine like safely or treatment safely. So, for example, with a drug, they're used to help find the safe dose. They're also used to um, find out how to use treatments more effectively. So a lot of trials are not about new drugs or new treatments, but maybe a new treatment protocol, or maybe a way to reduce side effects of a certain drug. For cancer, a lot of clinical trials are about combination treatments. So, are there ways to use certain chemotherapies together, or chemotherapies and molecular targeted therapies together, to get a better result for the patient? Some very good clinical trials are about reducing treatment. So in some cases, it's found that, let's say, the standard treatment for a certain type of cancer is surgery followed by 3 months of chemotherapy. Now, over the years, as surgical techniques improve, there may be a point where the follow-up chemotherapy is not necessary. So the outcomes of the surgery are so good for most patients that the 3 months follow-up chemotherapy is not necessary. Now, you'd want to prove that with a clinical trial instead of just saying, oh, we've been doing this for 10 years now, it's probably fine to skip the chemo step. So, yep, clinical trials are used for many, many things. It's not just proving that a drug works. Clinical trials are about cost effectiveness as well. So, not just does the drug work, but is it better than the current treatment? Is it maybe equal to the current treatment, but it's a cheaper drug? Or is it as effective as the current treatment but with lower side effects, kind of thing? Clinical trials are kind of a phased system of research. So you have like a phase one trial where you just want to know maybe if a drug is safe for people to take. So for many medical conditions, those trials would be done with completely healthy people that don't suffer from that medical condition. Now, cancer is kind of interesting because for cancer patients, are often quite desperate to get access to new treatments, and therefore cancer patients will join phase one trials. Yeah, phase two, you're maybe looking at effective dose, getting more information about side effects, and you'll, at least for cancer, I think you typically always do that with cancer patients. And phase three, you're often going to be trying to find out if this treatment is more effective than whatever the current standard treatment is. Phase three trials are very, very long. They're not particularly long from a patient's point of view, but long as in lots and lots of follow up. And that's one reason why cancer treatments take so long to approve, because you'll do a phase 3 trial and then do several years of follow-up, and that's incredibly expensive. And for cancer, it's completely pointless, because new treatments are coming out, or new potential treatments are coming out so fast that, yeah, certainly by the time you've proven that, if you have a treatment that you think is viable in 2023, and you do yeah 3 years of trials and assessment or whatever, and it's now 2026, maybe a whole host of other treatments have come out in that time, that could be far more effective, far cheaper, far safer, far more pleasant. Yeah, obviously I have kind of quite strong opinions of clinical trials, and yeah, it doesn't work for cancer treatments, at least at the moment. Hopefully that will change, and I imagine in the past clinical trials were, yeah, a very good way of making sure that cancer treatments kind of worked. So yeah, that's a very rough overview of clinical trials. There are different kinds. So there are trials where the trial is like open label, which means you're being given a drug and you know you're being given a drug, you're not being given a placebo, or if you are being given a placebo, you know you're being given a placebo, and the people doing the trial know who's getting a drug and who's getting placebo. Now with cancer trials, you wouldn't, if it's like a blind trial, you would, where you don't know if you're in the control group or in the treatment group. The control group gets the current treatment plus the placebo, and the treatment group gets the current treatment plus the additional treatment, because cancer patients have cancer and they need treatment. So the trials are a bit different to those for non-cancer drugs. And kind of there's this term in medicine like gold standard. So the gold standard of clinical trials are double-blind trials, where the patients don't know if they're in the treatment group or the control group, and the staff doing the treatments don't know either. And this is to try and eliminate the various biases. It doesn't, yeah, I have very low opinion of clinical trials as a cancer patient, so I do not like the term gold standard when applied to anything to do with cancer, because cancer treatment is largely based on a junk science, but that's a topic for another video. I will link to a more in-depth video I've done about getting into clinical trials and what to expect and that kind of thing. But please post your clinical trial questions or clinical trial experiences under this video as a comment, and I will get back to you, and I may make a video to answer your question or to comment on your experiences. Thanks for watching.